Megan,
No.
put them up.
Okay.
Eyes closed?
Eyes closed.
Right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
No. 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 I jinxed myself before we started recording. I jinxed it. I said we were not going to have a clean sweep.
Ready?
Yeah.
Eyes closed?
Yep.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay. Tensions are high, guys. I know you can't feel it, but tensions are really high.
Okay.
Ready?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Stop it!
Girl, I threw down first, okay? I just need you to slip up one time,
No.
bitch.
No.
Just one.
No. Okay.
Ready?
No.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
No!
You do not get a clean sweep.
I had 10 episodes of pure bliss, and this is what it gets me. All right.
You had more than that because I fucking sucked at rock, paper, scissors for like 13 straight episodes.
That has to be a record.
Megan, would you please tell everyone what we're watching today?
Man, do I even remember how to host?
Yeah, it genuinely for her, it's been weeks since she's had to host. It's been just me.
It's been so blissful, but I don't mind hosting. I just don't like leading notes.
Oh, I love hosting. I don't mind doing either of those things, clearly.
I like the beginning, just not the end, because I can't think in a straight line. So, hi everyone. Welcome back to Rated MA. I am coming back to host. It's been quite a while. I'm Meg. This is Allie. And today we're going to be continuing our Andor watch of season 2, episode 11. Who else knows? I remembered it. I'm doing good. I'm a little rusty. It's been quite a while.
It's been a while.
But if you see Allie and I looking down, we are not ignoring you or ignoring the show. We are taking notes. So, and we will be having a discussion at the end of the episode. So I think that's about it. I'm very excited for this episode. I'm really scared, if I'm being honest. I don't know how this is going to go. We had the passing of Luthen in the last episode, and I'm kind of wondering who's going to go next because there's going to be a lot more dust because this is Star Wars.
Well, it's Andor specifically. But to be fair, the only people Cassian has left are Melshi, who we know survives, and K2, who we know survives. So it's either going to be Will or Clea. I really don't want it to be Clea. I love Clea. I want Clea to survive.
You got those tissues ready?
Yes.
All right. I think Allie's prepped. I'm good to go, and we should start. Ready to hop in?
Okay. Yes.
Let's do it. Oh. Hey, it's a throwback to Brasso.
Dedra and all them finding out that Luthen's dead.
The attackers. I was told there was a team of 3.
That's the current thinking.
Based on what?
Scale of attack, advanced surveillance, no witnesses.
This is all on me.
I was going to say they had surveillance too. Oh, I guess they're talking about their surveillance, but there's cameras. Clea was on camera.
We saw her on camera, which I think is going to come back around. Yeah. Fuck me
Rectal.
running.
Medical director.
Dr. Recklaw?
Are you the one that's closed my hospital?
At the moment, all I've done is shut the doors.
This is my building. I'll decide if we are in a position to admit patients or not.
Arrest him.
What?
This is an ISB crime scene. If you're slowing me down, you're a suspect.
He's turning into Dedra.
Yeah, he is.
You've made your point.
Make sure the doors stay locked. I need immediate access to your security logs.
Yeah, they're going to find Clea on security. That's going to suck.
I'm so sorry. I don't think Clea's going to make it.
She might not, but she's so savvy. Oh, how
Oh.
the turntables, Dedra.
Isn't this exactly where Cyril sat?
Yep. Oh, is that Krennic?
I think it is.
Ooh. Director Krennic. Man, he is scary right now.
A moment. What single thing?
I don't think they know that Lonnie is a spy. I don't know that they know yet.
Say it. Say the word.
I would be laughing.
Why is this giving Twilight?
Say it. Out loud. Was he on your list of suspects?
You should talk to Heert about Young. They were close. It's possible. Young was a busybody, always on the fringes.
When did you give him your code cert?
Excuse me?
What?
Young.
It's what he was reading that he told Luthen about.
Yeah.
They don't know that he's a spy yet. They're about to find out.
Then the extent of your betrayal.
If Young had my cert, then he stole it.
Who told you about Galen Urso?
She's going to lose her job.
Yeah, she is.
Supervisor Jung spent 3 hours last night logged into your account. Now, shall we take a guess at what he might have told?
I don't like this push in.
Rail's assistant. We think she's his daughter. She wasn't at the gallery.
If you have a moment, we're done here.
Ben Mendelsohn is a fantastic actor.
Yeah. I'm actually scared.
Yeah, they're just going to toss her aside. They just told him that Luthen's dead.
Last year that blew out next door. But then someone said that we were under attack. I mean, we're not under attack, are we?
I want to see coverage of the outside entrance area.
That's gone. Yeah, blown out.
Yeah, that's gone.
My cousin actually has an application in with the ISB.
Oh my god, dude, shut up.
You once.
I don't know if that's like an emergency kit with like credits and stuff.
Yeah, probably is. Or it's her stuff from when she was a child.
Oh.
Maybe. Something important. Oh, is it a comm system? Like an old school comm system?
It very well might be.
Yeah,
I think it is.
I think it is.
There it is. She's gonna page out the Cassian probably.
Yep, someone. I would watch a whole show about Clea. I must say it right now.
Oh yeah. Luthen, like you said, Luthen and Clea show. Sign us up. Okay. Morse code.
Is it actually Morse code though, or is it just Star Wars equivalent?
It could be. It's probably a Star Wars equivalent.
If anyone actually knows Morse code, let us know. I don't know it myself, so. Show me my baby boy and Melshi and K2.
What have you got hidden under the bed?
What?
What is this?
Ooh.
It was chattering away. Is it a radio?
When?
It's stopped now, but
How long ago?
Wilman, what is it?
Since it went off, how long?
Half an hour?
Oh.
Are you okay? Wilman. Wilman.
I'll explain in a minute.
I've never cheated. I have my own tiles to focus on.
It's Melshi, K2, and Cassian playing a game. This is gonna make me emotional.
Plus 10.
Plus 10?
You have me.
You don't seem surprised by his bid.
Melshi steps up. Had to happen.
I see. Very well. Challenge.
Genuinely, this is making me emotional because I love them so much.
You don't have any tens left, do you?
It would be sad if the two of you were conspiring again.
Play.
Oh, I love that. Why are
This
they
is your last
bullying
chance to recall your
K2?
wager.
Happiest Cassian Andor has been in 5 years.
Wait.
Melshi was like, my game! My game!
We find her. You'll search every comm and transit point. There will be no horizon to the scope of your inquiry, nor will there be any limit to your effort.
God damn.
She must be found before thousands die.
There it is. What are you still doing here?
In the first season, he referred to the rebellion as a disease.
He did.
You have a plague to stop, and I was due in Scarif 2 hours ago.
It's like blowing my mind to hear them just like casually talking about Scarif. I really, really, really want to watch Rogue One now.
Oh.
I mean, as long as she doesn't leave, they can't find her there until they get through Luthen's stuff, but
To avoid being traced. Who are we hiding from?
K2's so clueless.
But is there a
I
question
love
you are willing
him.
to answer?
He's my favorite droid. He really is.
I'm gonna need an extra hand.
But we need gas.
I'm going.
No, you're not.
Going where?
That's ridiculous. What if it's a trap?
It's a trap. It changes nothing. You gotta go down to the hangar and get us on the test roster. I don't want to be shot down pulling out of here. Melshi, you're
Oh, is Melshi going? Yay.
Run. We're not filing a flight plan.
God, he's so hot.
I hear
I'm
rip-
sorry. When he was putting on that vest,
Love my space Latinos. Pedro Pascal, Diego Luna, Oscar Isaac. Oscar
I'm
Isaac
sorry.
does
does something.
things to my brain.
Hey,
Come on.
I love that Melshi's going. That makes me happy that Melshi's going.
That's his crew.
I know. Oh, she still doesn't know that Luthen's dead yet.
Nope.
I came as soon as I
Ooh.
could.
That's cool.
How reassuring. He's dead, isn't he?
She knows, yeah.
Smart cookie.
There was a radio on Ferrix. Anto Krieger had one. We found several of them. Old frequencies. Pulse codes. My best guess.
Thank you.
It's probably too late.
She actually helped him. I'm surprised by that.
She cares too much about this like mission to let it go.
Axis is her everything.
Exactly. And he knows that's her weak point, so of course he's gonna be able to get it from her.
They obviously planned for this. What about the radio? Well, the transmitter looks intact. They had the antenna. It's ingenious. They spliced it into a metro tower next door. They've been using Imperial broadcast power for who knows how long.
They're geniuses, that's why.
He said, don't laugh at that. Music swelled with the push of the engine. Nice.
Good editing, good sound design.
know where we're going? I think so. I just hope they're still there.
I've been to Coruscant. I was in a parade there once.
I love him.
200 KX units. The Emperor was there.
He's so funny.
Do you think K2 remembers the Gorman massacre?
For his sake, I hope not.
The easiest thing would be to take it offline and get it back to the lab.
No.
I don't have time for that. I need a location. All the options for that require a connection. I can't trace back something I don't have.
Oh no.
No.
They did say it was coded though, right? It's like an old burst pattern.
Yeah.
And K2 said that it was untraceable. That's my only hope.
Good news, sir. We have a promising location here in Coruscant.
Have you spoken to Tactical?
Is this going to be a race?
I think it's gonna be a race. See who gets her first.
It would be so funny if he shows up and Cassian just kills him. That would be so funny.
Please.
Melshi just bops a guy in the back of the head. I'm serious though. I want a Clea show.
Oh, it would
She's
be so
awesome.
good.
But only if it's written by Tony Gilroy.
You hear that, Tony Gilroy? You gotta. Interesting choice for.
I like these shots.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Scene 1, we'll leave. You'll be there to make the ID.
There you go, sir. Sergeant Benzie. Benzie's running team 2. They'll be flanking, posting up the ship for the ride out.
They're taking a whole fleet in there just to get Clea, huh?
Well, she's proven she's dangerous.
Come check.
I don't like it here.
Oh, K2SO, I have missed you so much.
This is why the droids are one of my favorite parts of Star Wars. I love them so much.
The moment I met him, first of all, I love Alan Tudyk. Alan Tudyk's one of my favorite actors. But the moment I saw K2SO, I was like, that's my baby. That's my sweet baby boy.
She's taken alive. Supervisor.
Man, I don't know if Clay is making it out of this episode, but I really want her to. Cassian and Melshi can take on a platoon of stormtroopers.
Attack 171 initiating a sector combat.
Look at this shot, Meg.
That was really cool.
All clear so far.
Flash prediction. They're going to get to her and try to free her. Empire's going to show up. K2's going to have to come in and save them.
That would be awesome.
And it's so funny to me that like they're like, we have to get her. I wonder if they'll walk right past Cassian because they don't recognize him. Because they're not looking for him right now. They're looking for Clea.
It's true.
Yeah. See?
Come on, K2.
Baby, you got to move faster than that, please.
Oh
I would watch a
God.
Cassian Melshi spy thriller.
All these spin-off shows.
I need 87 spin-off shows, but they're all written by Tony Gilroy.
Hear that, Tony Gilroy?
Tony Gilroy, I will keep you employed for the next 100 years.
It's at the very end.
Let's pick up the fucking pace here, Cass.
Of course, it's at the end.
Oh my God. I really hope those fuckers are in like the wrong building, but I know they're not because K2 saw them. They don't know exactly where she is, though. That's the only thing keeping her alive right now.
Luthen.
I forgot he doesn't know.
It would be you, wouldn't it?
Where's Luthen?
They're tracking that fucking device. That's what they're doing. She's putting a signal out to it so they can track it. That's so smart. Fuck.
Gorman, this is direct from ISB as of yesterday morning. Luthen died for this.
We cannot stay here, Clea.
And go away.
Girl, go to Yavin. Jesus.
Then that's to be my sanctuary.
We'll be safe there. They need to hear this.
Will you tell them?
He's the messenger. Oh my God, Clea, please.
Girl.
Routine inspection. You'll be safe inside.
This is TAC 2C over by the bridge. Did we request an enforcement droid? Sorry.
K2!
Come on, K2.
This is when he smacks the guy off the bridge.
Yes!
K2SO, my favorite droid.
Must be a local patrol. Send him back.
No way he's gonna steal this ship.
Of course he's gonna steal that ship.
He stayed for this. He stayed for what I've just told you. He stayed to figure this out. And you need to tell these people in Yavin what they're up against. You owe him that.
Oh no.
This is stressing me out, dude. I don't want Clea to die. No.
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 No. No.
No.
You're joking. There's no
Don't
way.
you-
There's no way. You're joking! Oh.
Oh, you are foul, Tony Gilroy. That was only 35 minutes. You could have done another 15.
We have one left.
That was the most offensive cliffhanger they've had in this show.
Which is worse? The slow fade out on Luthen?
This.
Or this?
This is worth. Luthen was dead the whole time. Yeah, this is... Oh, you motherfucker. Oh my God.
Can you imagine, though, if they just released episodes 10 and 11? He's like, oh, well, you gotta wait a whole nother week for 12.
I would crash out. Genuinely, I would crash out.
She would. She would not get off of Twitter all night. Just telling you that right now.
I am so glad that that wasn't spoiled, that was a cliffhanger, because I would have been irate if that had gotten spoiled for me.
I barely took any notes because I was so locked in.
I know. I literally, my notes are wimpy, pathetic. Better than Megan's, but still not great.
This is throwback to episode 1.
I mean, I basically just took notes on like what was revealed to us in this episode. So like originally they had an idea that it was like a 3-pronged attack because of the scale of the attack. And then they were like, oh no, it's just was one person. We found out that Dedra already suspected that Clea was Luthen's daughter and that she was a part of this as well. Like Dedra was on the trail. She had everything. She knew Clea wasn't at the shop. She knew that she wasn't there. She was like, you need to be looking for this person. Then we saw, I think it's Hurt or Heert. It's Heert. That's the new ISB soldier that's like taking over for Dedra, her former assistant. He came to her, asked her some questions. I was actually kind of surprised that she gave him the information, but I think it was very much like you said, Meg, of like, she cares so much about this. Like, what more does she have to lose at this point? Like, she might as well. I loved the scene with Cassian, Melshi, and K2 when they're playing games at the table on Yavin. I really, really wish we could have seen the reunion between Cassian and Melshi, just because Melshi is one of my favorite characters from Rogue One. He doesn't have a major role in Rogue One, but I always liked him. He did stand out to me. I recognized him as soon as I saw him in Narkina. I was like, that's the guy from Rogue One, the very first time I watched it. So selfishly, I wish we could have seen their reunion. And someone also pointed it out too. Someone made a tweet where they were like, oh, Melshi on his first day on base, who's over there powering a K2 droid? Oh, it's my friend Keith. And everyone's like, what? Because he didn't know Cassian's name.
Oh, that's right.
He only knew him as Keith. He didn't know his real name.
He has to still give him shit about that. You know he probably does.
Keith? You came up with Keith? You know?
I wonder if he still will kind of like refer to him as that sometimes just to be a little sassy. Because Melshi, as we found out, is just he starts shit.
Yeah, Melshi's a little sassy, but I mean, I guess you can say that during some time when they were swimming or when they were running or when they were on the ship to Neamos, he could have been like, hey, by the way, my name's not Keith Gargo. It's Cassian Andor, which flows off the tongue much nicer than Keith Gargo. And Melshi was like, the fuck? Okay, sure, whatever, you know. They probably talked about it at some point. I personally think it's funnier if Cassian just forgot to tell him, because he was Keith for over over 2 months. So, you know, maybe he got used to it after a while.
Well, he was also in hiding. He doesn't know how, I mean, yeah, they trauma bonded, but how much do you know you could really trust somebody? So
yeah, I mean, Melshi was in prison.
In my head, he kept it up.
Yeah, I think it's funny, like, if they go all the way to Neamos and he's like, okay, bye, Keith. And then, yeah, Cassian's like, yeah, look for me, catch me later. And then they go their separate ways. And like a week later, Cassian's like, I forgot to tell him my name. It's like the equivalent of meeting someone on the street and you're like, oh my God, we should totally hang out. And everyone's like, yeah, we should. And you forget to give them your phone number. And it's like, fuck. I just like the idea of Cassian having one of those moments with Melshi of like, ah, shit.
Melshi's just losing his mind looking through like the equivalent of like the phone book.
For Keith Gargo. He keeps calling Grief Karga on Mandalore, like, or wherever planet they're on in Mandalorian, but
this is what I love to see in my head.
I think I heard them call Partagast Leo. Leo Partagast is what I wrote down.
Yes.
I want to look it up because it's probably been updated on the wiki, but I'm afraid if there's anything that we haven't caught yet in episode 12, I'm afraid to look it up.
I feel like we have to, watch the next and final episode in order to kind of possibly avoid these spoilers, because that would really suck.
I don't want spoilers. Like, I don't mind spoilers on a good day, but I do not want spoilers for the show. Yeah, no one died in this episode.
I had a feeling no one would. I was like, I think it's going to be next episode, because they're going to give us that one episode of kind of, the relief, like, oh, everything might be okay. Everything, like, maybe no one else is going to die. someone major is gonna die next episode, or a few major people. So
Yeah, this is episode 40, episode 45. This episode is 45 minutes is
Woof.
what I was trying to say.
Episode 45. Damn. Also, K2 coming in clutch.
Always, as per usual, the most useful droid in Star Wars is K2SO.
R2 is rolling in his grave right now.
R2 is the most important droid in Star Wars. But K2SO, man, I mean, he was only really around for like 2 years. And we unfortunately only got Alan Tudyk for 2 episodes. Well, 3 technically of this show and then Rogue One. But like, I don't know, K2 is cool. I love K2. He is my favorite droid.
K2 is really cool. There is just something about the droids that are, a bit more, they can speak. They can kind of have like that cognitive.
He still has like the childlike quality of B2, but he's also humanoid.
Yeah.
But like where B2 was like more like a dog or a child, and R2 is more like a R2 reminds me of a dog that's like really useful, but then has like selective hearing and then doesn't listen to you at times. K2 is like a teenager where he's like really sassy and thinks he knows what's best, but he ultimately is very helpful and listens to you. Like K2, I liken to like a 17-year-old or a 16-year-old or something.
Can we talk about when Director Krennic was just going at Dedra? Just literally put a finger on her head and just really made her feel so small. Like she had this huge ego.
She was trembling.
She was. And it really shows like how terrifying this man is. If a woman who's that insane, going that balls to the wall on something just to be terrified by him, he is nasty.
It's so funny because this whole season I've been seeing people talk about how fruity Krennic is, because when they were doing this stuff at the Gorman Massacre a few arcs ago, he was like giving the speech and it was just like everything he said. He like had like this like weird like movement to the way he was speaking, and everyone was like, now that's a fruitcake, that's a fruity little man or whatever. Cut to this scene, however, I was like,
I was scared.
Yeah, like I mean, Ben Mendelsohn is a fantastic actor, and I've been a fan of him since I saw him for the first time in Rogue One. But this man is the director of the Death Star project. Yes, sir, he is.
It awoke a memory of when you're a little kid and you're sitting there after you get in trouble and you're just like, you did something, but it's just, your parent just really getting at you. It's just that same like fear I haven't felt in probably 20 years. But still.
It's so funny because even though Krennic had this great moment, I cannot, to this day, unhear the Vader quote from Rogue One, "Careful not to choke on your aspirations, Director Krennic." Like, I hear that every time. And it's so funny because someone asked Tony Gilroy, they were like, would you ever include Darth Vader again? He was like, no, I did it once. It was kind of boring. Meanwhile, he wrote some of the coolest Vader shit we've ever seen. But yeah, "Careful not to choke on your aspirations, Director," is like one of my favorite lines from Rogue One. So yeah, as much as I love Krennic, I think Krennic is such a cool character. I think Ben Mendelsohn is fantastic, as I've said multiple times, but unfortunately Vader kind of gagged him there.
What do you think Vader's up to right now?
What is Vader up to right now? Actually, there probably is an actual answer for this.
Tony Gilroy.
Tony Gilroy, I have another project for you.
What is happening with Vader?
I mean, a Vader series would be very cool. I know that Hayden Christensen would be down for it.
Give me 12 episodes. Let's go.
I'm also predicting this now. I think they're going to come out with a Vader show, which would be weird. Well, let me rephrase that. I would not be surprised if they come out with a Vader show. However, I do think that show would be kind of hard considering he's a bad guy and we are supposed to feel sympathetic for our protagonist. So I don't know how they would make him sympathetic. I mean, you can make Vader sympathetic. It has been done before in like comic books and extended universe and like legends and stuff like that. It's been done, but
I mean, it is hard because Anakin's storyline was already covered in the prequels.
It is, but remember, there's like 20 years of time that goes by where he's Vader.
Yeah.
You know, and how he becomes like the hand of Palpatine, basically. And I mean, I know there's books and stuff that have expanded upon it. And I remember I've seen a comic panel from, I don't even remember what book it's from, where Vader goes back to Naboo or something, and he puts up like a statue of Padme. All of like Padme's handmaidens always talk about how he comes and just sits with her statue or something like that. I might be hallucinating that. I don't know. I feel like that's real. I'm not 100% sure.
I had a thought that popped in my head.
Yeah.
Really messed up. When you said that the first time, I know that's not what happened, but when Luthen blew up stuff on that bridge, could you just imagined? It was just the statue.
I wonder if we missed context for that, because I want to know what that was all about, because
I was thinking that it was the had to do something with the Imperials.
yeah, I mean, I figured that's what it was, but Padme was already dead at that point,
Yeah.
and I don't really think we know much about Naboo between then and I don't even know if Naboo's ever mentioned in the originals, because Padme's not mentioned. Padme doesn't become a character until the prequels, so I don't
yeah.
think, if I remember correctly. I think so.
Gotta rewatch the original trilogy, I guess.
At some point we will. I do genuinely think at some point Meg and I are going to rewatch the Star Wars franchise, like the movies specifically. We are going to do Rogue One hopefully soon, just because we are concluding the Andor arc here. We can conclude this whole pin of Andor, Cassian, all that through Rogue One. I'm 100% down for that. Meg and I will talk about it. We'll let you guys know what we're going to do. Well, Meg, while we begin to wrap up here, this is our last chance for predictions for the finale of Andor. What do you think?
Leia's gonna die.
She might refuse to leave Coruscant.
Who else is gonna die? They're not gonna just let us go with one more character dying. There's no way. There's gonna be at least 2. I think something really bad is gonna happen. I'm just gonna say that. I'm gonna be vague.
I don't think so. I think it'll be bad, but I don't know, because they don't attack Yavin, because they don't find out about Yavin until the OGs.
Yeah.
So they don't find out about Yavin until, I think it's A New Hope is when they find out about Yavin. So Yavin is safe for right now. They don't learn about Yavin until they collect Leia, and she
Mhm.
tells them about Dantooine, and then they find out it's Yavin, and then they abandon Yavin and go to Hoth. So yeah, so it has to be in A New Hope. So Yavin is fine. So everyone on Yavin theoretically is fine. Last we saw Will, he was on Yavin, but he was having an argument with Draven. I had an inkling in that scene that Draven was going to send him out, and that would be how Will died, is like Cassian left to go do something. Will got sent on his own mission, but he didn't. He stayed behind. He was still on Yavin last we saw him. And I don't believe there was any talk about him having to go out on his own mission or anything. So theoretically, Will should be fine.
Theoretically.
We know Melshi survives. We know Cassian survives. We know K2 survives. So no matter what happens in this episode, we know that they are going to make it out, and they are eventually going to make it back to Yavin. Well, I say it's one of 2 ways, because this is how I see it in my head. These are both highly likely based on the story. Clea will either choose to stay behind and will stay there, let them kill her. I think she'll do what Luthen did maybe and kill herself, because she can't afford to be taken in. She knows this. She understands this. They do not know that the Empire is there yet, because the comm system was down. K2 made it onto the ship though, so theoretically if K2 can get that like signal jammer down or whatever, he can send them a message of like, you guys have to get out like immediately. I think tentatively, this might be wishful thinking. What is more likely is that Cassian is able to give a very Luthen-esque speech, a very rousing speech to Clea of like, this is not what he would have wanted for you. You are too important to the rebellion to stay behind. Luthen knew that, which is why he made sure you weren't there. You need to come with us. I know you don't like the people on Yavin. Go wherever you have to go, but let us get you out of here. And I think that him and Melshi will be able to get her out. I think that is more likely, just because Clea strikes me as the type of character that's too savvy to stay behind. And even though she's upset because her like father figure was just killed, she's too realistic to know this cannot be where this ends. Like, they still need me. I would like to see Clea go to Yavin. I'm hopeful that Clea will go to Yavin. I think that's where this is headed, is that we're going to have like a little building escape for the first half of the episode, and then maybe the back half is the resolution and the cool down of like, okay, we're on Yavin. We learn about Edu. We learn about Galen Urso. We learn that he's got a daughter named Jin. If they fucking name drop Jin Urso, I'm gonna get emotional. I'm already a little emotional thinking about it, because I know that this is the end of the show and they're not making any more of it, which makes me really sad. I think we're gonna end on Yavin. I want to know what's gonna happen to Dedra. I'm not sure we're gonna see her again. She was in prison last we saw her. I don't know what's gonna happen with her. Any predictions from you, Meg?
I agree. I don't know what's gonna happen to her, but that's probably where it's gonna end, is that Cassian is explaining, or Clea, if she makes it, is going to explain everything. And then that's probably where it's going to end.
I mean, it's so interesting because Clea's story is kind of paralleling Jyn Erso's in that in Rogue One, when they go to get Jyn, she learns about the flaw in the Death Star from a hologram from her father that was sent to Saw Gerrera. She goes to Saw with Cassian and they watch it, but she and Saw are the only two people that watch it. Saw dies, so the knowledge lives on within her. And Cassian pushes and pushes and pushes that she has to come back with him to Yavin to tell Draven, to tell Mon, to tell all of them about this message from her dad. And it makes me wonder if they don't get Clea off and that knowledge dies with her and they lose a little bit of it. Like Cassian doesn't remember everything or Melshi doesn't remember everything. And so that's why they push Jyn so hard, because they know what happens when you lose someone that's the only person who has the information that you need. I did draw those parallels very early on of like, oh, because there was also in Rogue One, there are like moments where it almost seems like they might kill Jyn Erso because of all the information that she has, but she's very clever and she's like, I'll tell everyone kind of thing. Or at least that's what I vaguely remember. I might be misremembering that, but there is a parallel to be drawn here of like Clea, the information now lives with Clea and will continue to live on in Cassian and Melshi. And we know that that information makes it back to Yavin because we know Cassian, Melshi, and K2 make it back to Yavin because the rebellion continues. Clea has more information than that, and the rebellion needs her. So I don't think she can die, but I don't want to jinx it. I don't know.
It would be great if Clea lived. I mean, if Clea lived, yeah, that's just my prediction. Okay, prediction for final shot. Mine is just them explaining everything going on. Everyone's around. Mon's around. You know, everyone is there. And they're just kind of giving a breakdown. Whole, like, group announcement, basically. That's my guess.
At the beginning of the season, I always thought that the last shot of the show or the last scene of the show would be a jump forward in time to 0 BBY or whatever, to Cassian handing Melshi a report on Jyn Erso and where she's being held. Because Jyn Erso is a prison transport and she was being transferred from one prison to another, just like Narkina 5. You thought I didn't catch that, Tony Gilroy, but I did. Or maybe it was just that Jyn was being arrested. I don't remember, but she was going by a code name. I think it was Lyra, which is her mom's name, which is also my cousin's name, which is probably why I remember that. Jyn Erso had a bunch of aliases. Let me read some of them off just in case we get some name drops here. Hold on. I know some of them. Oh my god, there's one that starts with a J, I think. Oh, Kestrel Dawn is one of the ones I'm thinking of. Liana Halleck. That's the name we need to look out for. That's the name that they know her by.
Liana Halleck.
Liana Halleck. She had several names. There was Kestrel Dawn, Jyn Dawn, Tanith Ponta, Liana Halleck, Lyra Rallick, and Nari McVie. When Melshi goes to pick her up, she is going by the pseudonym Liana Halleck.
I threw my pencil so hard my monitor that all the lead flew out, so I'm out. So I have to get a new pencil. Okay, I went to go write that name down, and that's how that got discovered. All right, Liana Halleck.
Liana Halleck. I always thought the end of this show would be so much fun if it ended with Cassian passing like a dossier over to Melshi and K2 that's just titled Liana Halleck with a picture of Felicity Jones in it.
It would make sense why they would skip another year for that to be. I don't know. We'll find out.
Diego Luna says it leads into Rogue One.
Oh.
Because in the beginning of Rogue One, when we see Cassian, he's being sent on a mission to collect information from someone.
Mm-hmm. This is probably where that ties in. I've been avoiding everything on Andor Season 2 on social media, except after I'll watch something, then I'll see memes, especially because Allie sends them to me. But
he is sent to the Ring of Kafrene. That's where it is. They actually mentioned Kafrene earlier in the show, and I knew it. I think I said it in the episode. I was like, oh, Kafrene, that sounds familiar, but I couldn't remember it. That's where Cassian goes. Cassian in 1 BBY is sent to the Ring of Kafrene to meet with Tivik, who is an injured rebel informant from Saw Gerrera's partisans. So I think those are things we'll pick up soon. So Ring of Kafrene and Liana Halleck.
Okay.
Yeah, those are two name drops I think we might get in the next episode, because that is Cassian's mission, and then Melshi and K2's mission leading into Rogue One. So I always thought that. I actually wonder if the end of season 1 had a post-credit scene, so we need to remember to watch all the way through the credits this time.
Okay.
I hope there hasn't been a post-credit on any of these other episodes, because we sure as shit didn't watch the credits. I kind of wonder if we'll get something similar of like a Krennic on the Death Star or something like that. I think that could be kind of cool. I don't know. I think for final shot of the show, it probably will end on a shot of Cassian, which is why I always assumed it was maybe like Cassian in like the hangar bay, like getting ready to board his ship to go find this guy in Kafrene, or giving this dossier over to Melshi or K2 or whatever. That's my prediction. I think we'll end maybe on Yavin on Cassian, because he's our protagonist, but in a post-credit scene, you might see Krennic on the Death Star.
Just might. All right. Well, I got my notes down to be able to look out for the next episode. Are you ready to find out to see what happens?
I'm actually not ready for this for this show to be over.
This is going to be really sad.
If I cry, mind your fucking business. The show's going to make me do the Florence Pugh frown. That actually hurts my face after a while.
It like hurts right here.
Anyway, we're going to wrap up here with this episode. The second to last episode of Andor, just period, full stop. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. You guys can check us out in the series finale of Andor. Bye.